Hello and welcomes back everyone, and Wolf here with even more Star Wars The Old Republic, playing as Ciaphas Cain here, my Jedi Knight, here on the prologue world of Tython once again. And where we last left off, we arrived here at the Jedi Temple, and met with the Council themselves, to explain what we discovered in the Gnarl's training area. That the Flesh Raiders were being led by a Force sensitive who claimed to be, well, we believe he claimed to be a Jedi at the very least. Not only that, we were chosen by Master Augustin, the Jedi Master we encountered in the Flesh Raider cave system. He has chosen to guide us through our final trials, and has asked us to meet him in his chambers. So, let's get ourselves underway. Sometimes it's just nice to take a moment to take everything in. I want to take this series a bit slower than maybe some of the other series I've played. Try to maybe do things in smaller episodes or smaller parts. And look more into the codex, more into some other mission content I've never actually looked into or shown off before. Unfortunately, some of that content means I need to progress through the main storyline, but I am more than willing to progress through that once again and see where it leads us. So let's get ourselves supplied for whatever our new master has in store.
Blast those council meetings. I'd die of old age before my colleagues ran out of things to say.
Have you always felt this way about your fellow masters?
Don't misunderstand, they're good people. I just prefer to get things done. This situation has come to you fast. You're braving dangers many Jedi never face. I wouldn't blame you for having questions. This may be the only time to ask them.
I get the impression you haven't had a Padawan for years. Why did you ask to train me?
As Jedi, you learn to trust your instincts. When I met you in that cave, my instincts told me that I was meant to train you. I don't know why or for what purpose, but the living force brought us together for a reason.
You think the Force is alive? That it wants something from us?
Want is too strong a word. Let's just say we'll accomplish more together than by ourselves. There's a group of Twi'lek pilgrims on Tython. They've been fighting the Flesh Raiders for months. The Republic asked us to deny those Twi'leks aid. They settled here illegally, but frankly, we need them.
How are they violating the law?
When Tython was first rediscovered, the Twi'leks petitioned the Senate to settle here. Their claim was denied, too dangerous. But they came anyway. The Twi'leks have a settlement in the mountains. That's your next stop. Establish a base camp and speak to the matriarch. Find out everything the Twi'leks know about Flesh Raiders.
Anything you can tell me about the Twi'lek leader?
Word is she's not our biggest fan. You may have to convince her otherwise. I'll join you soon. May the Force be with you.
Okay. Got some stims to boost our mastery and our power for an hour. Of course, we need to be level 10 to take these stimulants, but fair enough. We'll take them anyway. So, the Twi'lek pilgrims. Suppose we can have a chat about them as we're slowly leaving the temple. Yes. Interestingly, what you can learn about the Twi'leks. We'll learn more once we reach their village as well. But, as Master Augustine mentioned there, Tython has been newly rediscovered. And a lot of people were left as refugees, left displaced from the Great Galactic War. The Twi'leks here are an offshoot of... They have their own culture, their own beliefs, compared to the majority of other Twi'leks from the world of Ryloth and elsewhere. These Twi'leks wanted to have a home for themselves and were denied to come to Tython due to the undiscovered nature of the world and of course the encounters the Jedi Scouts had with the native flesh raiders. They came anyway, and as such the Republic has basically directed the Jedi to lend them no immediate aid. If the flesh raiders come under attack, well, we shouldn't try and involve ourselves. After all, it is considered what we would call an illegal settlement. But we do kind of live side by side. So yeah, due to the flesh raiders attacking us in the Gnarls, Master Augustine believes that the flesh raiders... that the Twi'leks may know about these flesh raiders who are being led by someone. Right, that's the link he wants us to find. And here we are in Kalikori Village.
Please, go to the Jedi again. We can't wait for the flesh raiders to kill us all.
The Jedi aren't interested. We sent plenty of requests for help. Nothing. We'll have to fight the flesh raiders ourselves. Round up a militia. Try another attack. Something.
The last time we went out, they ate people. Ate them.
What choice do we have?
Okay, yeah. As you can see, Kalikori Village, it's, they try to build walls to mixed success. The flesh raiders have come down from the hills and into the, the valleys here. And in fact, if we have a look just around the bend here, there are flesh raiders simply overlooking the village itself. Named after the old Twi'lek word for beginning, Kalikori Village is a settlement in the Typhonian Hills, founded by a group of Twi'lek pilgrims fleeing persecution. The pilgrims asked the Republic for permission to settle on Tython, but were refused. Defying the ruling, the pilgrims founded a small camp that gradually grew into Kalikori Village. The village matriarch's home is built on the site of the original landing. Kalikori Village is technically an illegal settlement, without protection under Republic law. As the village grew, boasting fertile fields and its own irrigation system, the Twi'lek pilgrims realized they were expanding into flesh raider territory, and have been fighting off the creatures ever since without outside help. Despite the anger of the villagers at the Jedi who have abandoned them, many Padawans travel to Kalikori Village to seek the matriarch's blessing, or to learn about the pilgrims' teachings. So during their trials, various Jedi Padawan may find themselves here, and maybe want to learn more about the Twi'leks and their culture. Let us go find this matriarch.
Greetings, Matriarch. Master Orgus Din has sent me to help you fight the Flesh Raiders.
So the Jedi finally deigned to recognize my people's suffering. How noble. Nothing to do with the attack on your training grounds, I'm sure.
We didn't realize how great a threat the Flesh Raiders had become.
And now you seek help from the people you once ignored. My scouts have tracked the Flesh Raiders for months, watched them grow in strength. I will share what we've discovered, but only if you agree to protect my people. We suffer.
Mother, you need rest. Let me carry this burden for you.
The Matriarch appears sick. Does she need a doctor?
Thank you, but we have our own healers.
This is my daughter, Rana Dalven. She and Scout Chief Morint here will speak for me. I must attend to other matters.
Personally, I don't care why you've come. As long as you destroy the Flesh Raiders. Ever since they got their new weapons and gear, they hunt us like animals. The enemy has a camp in the valley nearby. My scouts say the Flesh Raiders store their weapons and other tech in a cave.
Nice of them to keep everything in one place. Makes it easier to destroy.
Destroying the weapons won't be enough. I'll just get more. We need to strike fear into the Flesh Raiders, sabotage their weapons. Fix it so they blow up in their ugly faces.
How would we do that?
Their technology is standard Republic design. We could overload the power circuits and plasma coils. Here, I'll show you. Sabotage would thin the Flesh Raider numbers and eliminate their technological advantage.
If you brought that technology here, we could defend ourselves with those weapons.
Either one of those plans could work.
My people aren't afraid to fight for their homes. We just lack the means.
This debate is pointless unless you can get inside that cave. You'll need one of the leader's access keys.
Find the Flesh Raider technology and do what you think is best. Good luck, Master Jedi. If you bring us the Flesh Raider weapons, we'll put them to good use.
We don't need more weapons. We need less Flesh Raiders. Sabotage their technology like I showed you.
You know, I kind of agree with you both in some degree. As long as the Twi'leks would then promise never to turn those weapons upon the Jedi. I think if we dealt with the Flesh Raiders, pushed them back, then you wouldn't need those weapons, would you? There are a couple of other people who would desire our attention. But for now, we have this Twi'lek who's waving us over.
More young Jedi in Kalikori, I see. I am Yulef Fan, Master of Rituals. I welcome you. You wish to participate in the ceremony, I presume? You understand the dangers?
I'm sorry. I don't know what you're talking about.
You've not been told, then. I apologize. Many of your brethren, your Padawans, come to Kalikori to perform our rite of passage. Those who endure the ceremony are awarded an audience with Kolovish to receive her wisdom and her gifts.
Who's Kolovish? What's the ceremony all about?
Kolovish lives in the mountains above. Once our leader, now she is our guide and protector. To complete the ceremony, you must walk the 1,000 steps to her home. You must carry a burning brand and light the signals along the path. You must protect the flame from beasts and flesh raiders. This will prove your worth. If you wish, I will ignite the brand. It burns only a short while, but if you are deserving, it will be enough.
I'm ready to carry the flame.
Then go, and light each of the signal fires along the mountain path. When you reach the end, you will find Kolovish.
I suppose we can always go for extra wisdom.
Hurry up the path. The brand's flame will soon burn out.
I suppose it will. Okay. Followed 1,000 steps. And we have these signal fires. To meet their first matriarch, this Kolovish. And seemingly other Jedi Padawan do this as well. More flesh raiders. Flesh raiders are training another species, the Ciaphas, or Thon, I think they're known as. We'll learn more about the Thon on the next world we visit. We do have a bonus. Yep, the mountain path is overrun with flesh raiders who are enslaving and eating the Twi'lek pilgrims. Drive off these despicable predators. Yeah, the Thon are... I guess they get around the galaxy, but from what I understand from the Codex, and maybe if I looked online I'd learn a bit more about them, but I believe they are native to Coruscant. More precisely, Coruscant's lower levels. And here's the third signal fire. I believe this is the final signal we need to light. And at the top of this path we have the tower in which we can meet Kolovish, as well as our first elite enemy, Morgavrok, the Reaver. Ow.
You perform the rite of the pilgrims well, Jedi. I saw the signal fires as you climbed the path. Very few of your kind make it this far. I am Kalovish, first matriarch and reader of the ancient texts. I led our people to this planet, and I welcome you.
You're the reason the pilgrims came to Tython?
My teachings angered our rulers. They spurned our lifestyle and refused to recognize the authority of the matriarchs. On Tython, we found we could practice our ways in peace. Even the flesh raiders can't destroy our society. Not forever. Now you've completed the ritual, and you are friend to the pilgrims. You share our burdens, and you share our strength.
My duty is to the Jedi Order, not the pilgrims.
And yet we welcome you, despite this. Take these gifts. We have very little, as you must know, but you are Jedi. You share our world, and you face a difficult future.
What makes you think that?
It is the way of Jedi to face darkness. I believe you will face the darkness of our world, and perhaps beyond. Go to your duties now, and as we part, know that my blessings go with you.
And we learned a bit more about the Twi'lek pilgrims. Ooh, 2 new abilities. Let's talk about the pilgrims, shall we? Let's talk more about Kalovish. Now, for those of you who have seen me play multiple games, you'll know I'm a very, suspicious, and I like seeing conspiracy theories, perhaps even where they don't exist. Funnily enough, there is a conspiracy that does exist in this game. This is somewhat of a spoiler, but for those of you who have seen my latest Imperial Agent series, or if you played this game yourself, you'll know that Kalovish, the first matriarch, is in fact a plant. She is a member of a third hidden faction known as the Star Cabal. And I always wonder, it's not confirmed, but why would Kalovish be here? Why on Tython? I believe she's here, at least I would conjecture that she's here, to keep an eye on the Jedi. And the fact that it's already been mentioned that Jedi pilgrims are known to take this ritual to come see her and learn her wisdom. Perhaps for other Padawans who are more loose-lipped about the goings-on within the Jedi Temple, he would be querying them about what maybe is said, and maybe learn what the Jedi Council, what Jedi Masters are saying, what they're planning. And of course she can relay that information to the other members of the Cabal. That's just my guess at the very least. No doubt she's up to other things as well. So, level 7. In fact, I'm going to look at my abilities quickly. Well, because sometimes you gain passive abilities as well. We have Deep Impact. We already gained Deep Impact at level 1, which increases the critical strike damage of Force Breach and Psychokinetic Blast. Both of those are the same ability, only the Psychokinetic Blast is an upgraded version of Force Breach. We have Whirling Edge. So when we make use of Whirling Blow, which we've only just learned, we have increased armor penetration, and an increased critical chance, and increased critical bonus damage. So if we land critical hits with Whirling Blow, they would be rather effective. We also learned Force Stun. Deals a small amount of kinetic damage and stuns a target for 4 seconds. The whirling blow doesn't deal a great deal of damage, but it hits up to 8 enemies within 5 meters. Hello again. Ooh, a chess piece I can actually wear. We're likely to get a chess piece or two from quest completion here on Tython. But I'll wear this for now. Let's get ourselves back down to Kalikori Village. We do have that other codex entry as well. Yeah, the village isn't very large, but I suppose, obviously, they may have lost some of their population as well. But if we have a look around, they have indeed started their own, like, farmland here, their own irrigation system. They even have their own water reclamation system. So let's have a look at that other codex entry. Let's see what else we can learn. Yeah, the Twi'lek pilgrims. Tython is home to a small settlement of Twi'lek pilgrims united by their belief in a humble lifestyle and the authority of their matriarchs. Although their numbers are few, the pilgrim movement goes back almost 2 decades. And until their recent arrival on Tython, they had never possessed a permanent home. The founding pilgrim matriarch gained her followers while serving at a refugee settlement catering to escapees from Ryloth, the enslaved Twi'lek homeworld. The refugees listened to the matriarch's stories about a set of ancient texts she had discovered on an alien world, which urged simplicity, devotion to family, and faith in a spiritual mother. But while some Twi'leks gladly joined the matriarch, others saw her as a cult leader taking advantage of the desperate. The pilgrims left the settlement and travelled to one Twi'lek settlement after another, gaining in numbers but always driven off. Fleeing into hyperspace after years of wandering, the pilgrims at last arrived on Tython. The Jedi, having only recently arrived themselves, were astonished that the pilgrims could stumble upon the secret Jedi homeworld so easily. The matriarch saw the pilgrims' discovery of an inhabitable planet as destiny. Yeah. How did the pilgrims stumble upon Tython? Surely the Starkabal, who are not related into dealing with the Sith and the Jedi, would have simply given them this information. I think I'm sure Kalovish is involved, but it makes me wonder if the other matriarchs who have followed her are also in on the whole situation here. What their true purpose may be. What we'll do is we'll take a break. I say we're taking this very slowly. When we come back, we're going to head into the valleys. I think I know it's known as Typhos Ridge. And locate the stockpile of weapons that the Flesh Raiders have somehow gotten their hands on. and we'll decide how best to deal with them. Thank you all for joining me once again with even more Star Wars The Old Republic. Feel free to leave a comment if you so wish, and hopefully I'll see you for even more next time. Until then, though, take care. Bye-bye now.